James Lynch here for Inside Fighting. Happy to be joined once again by Fatima Kline. Big fight coming up here. Angela Hill, UFC 322 in New York, Madison Square Garden, November 15th. Doesn't get much bigger than this. Fatima, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. You must have been so stoked to get on this card. Obviously, close to home. You get to fight with your teammate and Aaron Blanchfield on the card as well. Was this kind of best case scenario for you?
Yeah, this is honestly like dream come true for me right now. I mean, I'm 4 fights deep in the UFC. I get an opportunity this big, and I'm super excited to be able to kind of run with the opportunity and really show what I'm capable of on November 15th.
Were you expecting this, or did this come as a bit of a surprise? I know a lot of fighters want to get on MSG, right?
Yeah, I called it out after my fight in July. I honestly didn't know if I was gonna get it or not. I had a spectacular performance, but again, like I'm always the one I want to take my time and do things the right way. And so when they offered me Angela on the MSG card, I couldn't be more happier.
Yeah.
I had some other people in mind, but my comments were like flooded, and my coaches were telling me, "Oh, I hope it's Angela. I hope it's Angela." And so, yeah, when they finally sent out the name, I was super excited.
Yeah, well, that's again a veteran, a good opponent here, which is awesome. Were there any other opponents in the mix, or was it just Angela that you were told about?
Yeah, it was really just Angela. I know she fights so often, and that's why I didn't think it was going to be her, because she fought only like I think like a month and a half or like 2 months ago, so it's pretty recent for her right now. So I didn't think she'd be ready for MSG, but hey, she's a dog, so I'm super excited that it is her. I can get myself quite deep into top 15. I would hate to get 15, be kicked in and out. I really want to take her number 12 spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Good ranking there too. And then stylistically, how you looking at this one? The one thing with Hill throughout her career, pretty durable, right? Very, it hasn't had a lot of stoppage losses. So I'm sure that's something you're factoring in the matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I've been watching over. I mean, there's almost so much of her fighting like career that I can watch, so it's really hard to watch everything. And obviously, I'm not going back, over 10 years ago. But yeah, she's durable. She's never been knocked out, so that's something where I really feel like I'd love to make a statement on that and be able to prove that she is. But hey, listen, I'm willing to take the fight wherever it goes. She's durable. She's tough. She never gives up. And hey, we're in New York City. I know she started her career here, and so I'm sure she's willing to put it all on the line, just as I am. So I'll be expecting a great fight, but I'm definitely expecting myself to come out with a win and to come out with my third finish this year.
And take me through camp a bit. You mentioned getting lots of notice for this fight. I see the PI shirt on there. I know you and Aaron do sometimes go out to Vegas and train. So what does camp sort of look like going into this fight? Who you've been working with, all that type of stuff?
Yeah, camp's been going great. I was in Vegas actually right before I got notice for this fight. So like about like 10 weeks out, I was in Vegas, and so everybody at the PI really just they got behind me, and they've been supporting me all throughout until now. They're some of the best, most nice people in the world. So hardworking over there. But I've been working with Aaron for this camp. I'm working with my guy Christian, who, man, I mean, he can mimic anybody, and so he's really been able to give me that look of what Angela might look like. And I'm working with my girl Mariah. So, and all the coaches that I've had, Augie, Dave, and Frankie. And then mixing it in with some other guys from the gym, Benny, and yeah, we got a big team for this one.
Yeah, good variety too, which is nice to hear as well, which is awesome. I know you always make weight, but imagine the cut's going well ahead of this one.
Yeah. Cut's going great. Right where I need to be. I've been working with Dawn for all of my nutrition, so she's got me on lockdown. Yeah, I'm excited to really see how I feel about fighting Angela, knowing she's like a former atom weight. So I'm curious to see if there's any weight discrepancy, and how much an advantage of that I can use. But yeah, I'm super excited to really be able to put the best parts of my game into the 15th.
Good stuff. Your corner going to be the same? Who will be in the cage with you for this fight?
I'll have Frankie Roberts, Augie Matias, and David Cordoba. I'll have a full set.
Good stuff. Yeah, I was going to say Aaron would probably be in your corner, but I guess because she's fighting, right?
Yeah. We decided like as soon as we knew we were both going to be fighting on this card that it'd be awesome if I could pull off like what Diego Lopez did and like sneak into the corner. But I think for the both of us, it'd be a lot better just focusing wise, and for our coaches to really be kind of zoning in on me and then being able to zone in on her. Hopefully, we have enough space in between each other that they can kind of run, change the jersey, and come back out. But yeah, I mean, we're super excited to be on the same car together. This will probably be the first of many, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
How's this fight playing out? You said it there. It would be quite the milestone to go out there and knock out Angela Hill. So how's this one unfolding on November 15th?
I could see myself knocking out Angela in the later rounds, 2 or 3, but yeah, I plan to show her that the new generation is coming, and that yeah, I'm ready to take that spot from her.
Yeah, and what a way to do it at Madison Square Garden, again, close to home, which is nice on a historical venue. Obviously, good time I got you on right now because we have the title fight coming up on Saturday. Virna, Mackenzie, Dern. I know the odds are close. Just your thoughts on that as someone who's in the division. How do you see that fight playing out this Saturday?
Yeah, I recently just watched back their first fight, and it was a lot closer than I thought it was, and that I think a lot of people thought so as well. I'm curious to see how they both look in the later rounds. Mackenzie's a dog, and I feel like people just have a really hard time getting past just her pure aggression. And the first fight was a lot of grappling, so I'm curious to see if we see a little bit more striking. Again, knowing it's like 5 rounds. Not many people can grapple for 25 minutes. If I were to say who I think is going to win, I guess I'd have to go with Mackenzie. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And then got asked too on your card. We got the big title fight. You fought at flyweight before, but who's getting it done between Valentina and Weili, do you think? That's a really fun, like, kind of super fight.
Yeah. As somebody who is a 15er, and I've obviously gone up to 25 and fought, and I train with one of the best 25ers there. And I don't see Weili winning. I think there's weight divisions for a reason. And hey, if she can pull it off, that's great. But I see Valentina coming out with a dub.
Obviously, Hill's a veteran, ranked. It's in MSG. There's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this fight. Like, if you go out there and especially do what you say you're going to do, and that's get the knockout, like, that's got to really propel you up. We talked about the ranking spot, but I just think in general, with the fact you're one of the younger fighters in the weight class, you haven't, other than the debut loss, which again, you haven't lost at strawweight. Let's put it that way. So if you keep progressing this way, like, this has got to be a really big win for you if all goes well, right?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what the future holds, especially after this fight, and what it could do for my career, like you said. I think I could see myself in a title picture maybe sooner than expected. But hey, if I keep coming along these fights the way I am and coming out with finishes, and again, anything can happen, and I think God's got a plan for my life, so I trust fully in that. But I'd be excited to see myself maybe this time next year being in the title picture.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a wide open division right now. So, and I think, again, we've seen other divisions, like, for example, flyweight a couple of years ago, Steve Ursa gets a couple wins. He's, getting the title shot. Even Joshua Van, lost not that long ago against Charles Johnson and ended up going on a win streak. Now he's got the title shot. So certainly think there's something there. How many people have been hitting you up for tickets? Because I know, you're not Ticketmaster, right? So, that must be kind of kind of the downside, people hitting you up, and it's like, I don't get that many tickets.
Right. Yeah, I've had a bunch of people hit me up. I'm obviously born, raised from New York, and so I got a lot of family all throughout the state. I unfortunately had to turn down a lot of people, but there will be a lot of people there supporting me, and so I appreciate everybody's support. I really do.
And with that said, though, I'm sure you're feeling the support going into this. Like, this is just not a regular fight for you. It's the fact that it's MSG, and there's going to be all, like, it's close to home. Like, I'm sure you're kind of feeling all that going in. Whereas some people might take that as pressure, but I think the way you've kind of talked about it, it's like something that's going to uplift you.
Oh, I love it. Knowing I'm fighting in New York, and knowing I'm fighting in the state where I started my career. I mean, I started in Long Island. Now I live in upstate New York. I've always been there, and so being able to have the people that supported me from the very beginning of my career, like day one, 10-year-old me being like, oh, I want to fight in the UFC, and just be able to make that come true, and now being able to almost like give back and fight in front of my fans and my family. I don't think it gets better than that. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's pressure at all. It's more motivation.
Yeah, we're going to see that November 15th, UFC 322. Fatima, thanks for making some time. I appreciate it as always. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I just I wouldn't be here without Jesus Christ, and without him in my life, I don't know where I would be. I want to thank my family and my parents for always putting me into the sport, always driving me to do my best and be my best. My brother, my sisters, my nephews that will be in the crowd, and just my coaches and my training partners that have put so much into me this camp. I'm ready to make them proud.